Hi everybody, Patty in here. Okay, I just wanted to do a quick video to show you how to do something I've been working on, and it's just making a sheet full of sentiments like this. Now, maybe you don't want to do cards or scrapbooking, but maybe you want to make vinyl and put some words on in vinyl on a shirt. This is another way you can do it. Now, the font that I'm going to show you with today happens to be Samantha because it has all these little extra curly cues that you can do. So follow me down here, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do a page like this, and you'll do it, and you'll need this program called Inkscape, and I'll have a link to it down below. I'm not affiliated with it, nor am I affiliated with this one, BabbleMap. You will also need to download this free program. So once you have them downloaded, you can open up a new Inkscape like this, and then also open BabbleMap. Okay, so the first thing you need to do when you're in BabbleMap is to come down here where it says Select Unicode Block, and you need to do this drop-down menu. These are in alphabetical order. You're going to find Private User Area. Leave this block as it is and these boxes alone. Click on Single Font, and then I chose Samantha Upright. And again, these are just in alphabetical order. So then the next thing you do is just type in something you want to say, like we have welcome. Maybe welcome to the neighborhood. Okay. Now, this is already in Samantha Font, and it will work just like this. So I can just do this. I can go right-click and copy. Then I click on the Inkscape, and I make sure that the font is selected, and I go right-click, paste. Okay, notice that did not come in at Samantha Font, and that is because up here it says Rockwell Condensed. I need to change this to Samantha Upright, and there it is. Okay. And then I can use this little selection arrow right here. These are the only couple of buttons you need to know today. The Select and Transform one and the text one. So if I select this, I can hold down the Control key and just mush these in to make it a smaller text. So this was plain Samantha Font. I'm going to open up or just click on BabbleMap again, and this time the text is still here. I'm going to change this W to something fancy. Now this should still say Private User Area, and this is Samantha Upright. And what I'm going to do is change the W. Well, I know in here the uppercase letters or the capital letters are up near the top. So I've got to get all through all these lowercase ones. There we go, we're getting to them. Okay, so now it's kind of hard to see what they look like totally. But if you right-click on them, you can see. And that one's kind of pretty. That one's nice. That one's fancy. I'll just do this fancy one. Okay, and maybe I want the D in neighborhood to look a little bit different. So I can scroll down again. Now I've got to go way down here to the lowercase letters and find the D's. And here are the D's. Let's see. Neighborhood. That is really fancy. I'm afraid that little doodad will hit into the H though. That one may not. I think I'll try this one just because. That's pretty. Okay, so now I'll just highlight this and Control C. Click onto the Inkscape again. Control V. Oh, good. I'm glad this happened. It won't work until I come down here and click on the text button again. And I have to come over here so that there's a blinking cursor. And now I can go Control V. Okay, once again, came in kind of weird, didn't it? Look at that fancy W has turned into something weird, and let's look at the D. Okay, I bet you can figure out what happened. Yes, this needs to be changed again to the Samantha font. Samantha upright, and there we go. And then I can come up here to the arrow key, hold down my control if I want to keep the proportions the same, and there it is again. Now, when you get going on this, if you'd wanted to, you could do this so that when you come in, it's already selected Samantha. I can click on the text here and change this to Samantha right off the bat. And then, since it will be changed, the next time I come back, after being in BabbleMap, it will be right. So you can make a whole page full of sentiments and just cut them apart or leave them on the page, and they'll be ready for you whenever you're ready to make a card or a scrapbook page or anything. Okay, I want to show you one other thing. Imagine a friend of yours or a relative or somebody is getting married and the bride's having a bachelorette party and you want to make shirts, t-shirts for everybody. Well, just to show you how you can make one for the bride, I've done this in the Samantha font, made the E fancy and the B fancy. So, but before I did that, what I did was I came up here to File and Document Properties, because then over here, I'm able to tell how large I want my screen to be, or in this part right here. So I decided that 8 inches wide across the chest would be good, and 5 inches high is fine. I wanted to change my units into inches so I could understand more easily what I'm doing here. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is I have to select all of this and say Object or Path, Object to Path. And this isn't for printing. For printing, all I needed to do was go to File and Print. This is if I want to cut something. Okay, so I go to Path, Object to Path, and now I'm going to go to Object, Ungroup. So then that makes these letters all separate. So I can move this B, I can move this B over now so it touches the R. So these things don't just cut individually. And that works really well. Now the only other thing is if I come up here to View and I go to Display Mode and Outline, it's going to show me how it's going to cut. And look at this. All throughout these letters there are going to be cuts. I don't want it like that. So let me go back to View, Display Mode, Normal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this and I'm going to go to Path, Union. And now when I go to View, Display Mode, Outline, notice that they're not all cut. It's just one solid line. So then I could cut this out of vinyl, maybe sparkly vinyl. Ooh, pretty sparkles. Okay, now in order to save this as a cut file for Cricut Design Space, I would come up here to File, Export PNG Image. And then over here on the right, I would see where it talks about Export As. So I would say I'm going to export this as, well, I can do this, click on this, and it's going to take me to where I want to export it. So let's just say I just want to export it onto my desktop. And I'll just call it Bride so I can find it easily. Save. Now, that is not saved yet. I actually have to go down here to where it says Export and do that for it to finally export. And then I can open Cricut Design Space. Wasn't planning to do this, so I've got to, yes. And I don't want these guys either. New. Replace. Okay. So I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to browse to my desktop. And I should be able to find Bride. There it is, Bride. Okay, and there it is. Just make it complex. Go. Say Bride. course, you can always leave it as a print and cut and save it. And now I can import it or insert this image. And then it's interesting to find out what size it does come in at. Notice it comes in and it says it's 14, almost 15 inches wide. That's way too wide for what I need. I wanted it to be like 8 inches wide. So I'm going to change that to 8. Leave the lock. And there it is. So then I could just cut this. Oh, it's still print and cut because that's what I had saved it as. So I'd want to go over here and just make it a cut file. And that's it. Simple as that. Okay, remember, this is a really cool way to add the fancy little touches to the Samantha font. If you want to make your own sentiments that you can add to cards, you can add to scrapbooking pages, or you could just make large for signs. It'd be really pretty. Or don't forget, you can make it very large and put it on some pretty glitter HTV heat transfer vinyl like this. That would be absolutely gorgeous. Wait just a second. Maybe this will show you what the glitter looks like. I don't know if you could see it. Can you see how that shines? Let's see this bee. Can you see how that sparkles and shines? Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be pretty for a bride's day? Look at that, that's gorgeous. This was just something I was practicing on a while ago. Obviously at Christmas time, right? But isn't that pretty? That's that HTV, it's gorgeous. So thanks a lot for joining me, you guys. See you again next time. Bye-bye.